Welcome back to Under the Influence, where I explore astrology through lived experience, unseen guidance, and personal reflection. Uranus is the planet of awakening, but not in the cute hashtag sense. It's awakening as rupture, awakening as a shock that reorganizes the soul. The moment when the circuitry of identity short circuits and something vaster, older, and more electric begins to move through you. This is the frequency of galactic remembrance. Not fantasy, not escapism, but the cellular knowing that we're not just of Earth, but also of the stars. Uranus is the conduit that reestablishes that communication. It's the switchboard between the cosmic network and the nervous system. When Uranus shifts signs, it reconfigures our collective circuitry. Entire generations begin to tune to a different signal. In Taurus, as it's been from 2018 and it's finishing up now in 2025, actually next week, next month, next year, 2026. The signal ran through the body, awakening through touch, food, money, the soil. The earth herself was rewired. We learned that stability was an illusion, security a story. What couldn't bend broke. What could rooted deeper. Now, as Uranus steps into Gemini, the current arcs upward into air. Thought, voice, connection. The rewiring moves into the nervous systems of humanity itself. Gemini governs communication, data, and the patterns that hold meaning together. Uranus here is pure galactic bandwidth, the sudden download, the non-linear transmission, the voice you hear when silence becomes intelligence. It's no coincidence that the region Uranus is entering, the late degrees of Taurus and the first of Gemini, lies in the zone of the Pleiades, that cluster of blue stars long mythologized as the home of higher frequencies of consciousness. Many who feel resonance within the Pleiadian lineage speak of a quality of remembrance, not of a place, but of a state. Crystalline empathy, telepathic harmony, wisdom shared through resonance rather than words. As Uranus crosses this stellar threshold, those codes are reactivated on Earth. The technology is human nervous tissue. And we've been here before. The last time Uranus entered Gemini was from 1941 to 1949. A time of global upheaval and reinvention of communication. The world split and reconnected through radio, code, language. Collective trauma and innovation were born together. Radar, computers, the splitting of atoms, the beginning of the information age. Now we return to this air sign again, but from a higher octave. This time, the code we are transmitting isn't just digital, it's spiritual. The question isn't what we're connected to, but how we hold connection without losing humanity. For me, this shift hums through my bones. With Uranus at the very end of Scorpio in my 4th house, home has always been a strange, unstable concept. I never grew up in safety. Violence was the first language my nervous system learned. I've drifted from place to place, a sowing migration, never quite landing. And now, in this season of my Uranus opposition, I live in a tiny hut and an animal sanctuary, my first true home. My rent is care. My currency is belonging. Here, under the quiet company of horses and rain, I feel the presence of my galactic kid, the Pleiadian ones, the unseen ones. They speak through stillness, through the static between my thoughts. They remind me that home was never a location. It was always a frequency, one we carry inside when we finally stop fleeing from the unknown. That's what Uranus teaches when we let it. It's not chaos for chaos' sake. It's the recalibration of truth, the reminder that freedom isn't escape, it's resonance with our higher current. As Uranus crosses the Gemini gate, we are all invited to become translators between Earth and the stars, to listen differently, to speak as if language itself were sacred technology. And perhaps that's the gift of this next Uranian cycle, to communicate beyond the human voice through intuition, telepathy, art, silence. And in doing so, remember that we are not learning to be galactic. We are remembering that we already are. Members can explore Uranus through the houses. We will trace where this galactic electricity lives in your chart and how Uranus transit through Gemini might awaken the ancient intelligence waiting within you. So if you're not a member yet, I invite you to join us. There's a lot of content I'm creating exclusively for the humans who are supporting the work with me. Thank you. I'll see you soon.